Mary.
Better late than never, right?
You're not late yet.
Not yet. How are you?
We're calling you photo finish.
Yeah, photo finish. I went by the nose. Hello.
Hello.
Boy, are you bright.
Yeah, really. They made it to the finals.
Who made it?
Vermont Green.
Oh, very good,
They're in the national finals this coming weekend.
very good.
I don't want it to be.
And what they do. And the women made it to the finals too. Yeah. And they played so well.
Well. This is the other.
These are these molasses. Don't you read them?
They got
Yes.
coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tim's not here, you can take Tim's too.
Is Tim not coming?
No, he is not, he's on
It's on
vacation.
vacation.
Huh?
That he did tell me a few weeks ago. The executive session, some.
I don't think so. We do remember contract. We need to give them the update. Oh, yeah. Son of a gun. We almost got out of it. But, no, it's true.
Bless you, bless you.
No, it's not gonna be long, but yeah, we do need to go.
It being 6 o'clock, I'll call this regular meeting of the Northfield Select Board to order. All present and accounted for except for Thornton Davis is on vacation. Is there any need to adjust the agenda?
There is not.
Okay. Public participation scheduled. First on our scheduled public participation is a new resident of Northfield and a new commandant of cadets at Norwich University. And I would like everyone to be introduced, if you haven't been already, to Mark Denton. You want to come up and say a couple of words, Mark?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, good evening and thank you guys for the opportunity to come before your board and just say a couple of things. My wife and I and our 4 kids are new residents here in Northfield, and we are now residing in the Commandant's house at the base of Norwich University, right next to the football field. So it's been a good transition. Matter of fact, members of the board here have helped us as part of our transition. Her daughter Quinn is actually the sponsor for one of my daughters who's going to go to Northfield High. I've got 4 kids. 2 of them are in college, and then 2 of them will be going to Northfield High here. And the school has been wonderful in the transition, and Quinn has been a big part of that. So a little bit about me, my background, 35 years in the military, both as an enlisted for 6 years. I went to Norwich University here, graduated in 97, and then went on to serve in the military as an officer for the last 28 plus years. I recently retired in May, and the week after I retired, I came here to accept the role, which is my dream job. You know, I spent all that time in the Army. I only decided I was going to go in the Army for 3 years after I left Norwich. And then I said, okay, you know what? I really like what I'm doing here, and actually pay me to do this stuff. So I'm going to do it for another 3 years. Those 3 years continued on and on and on. And I also said, you know, I will only leave the military when I grow up and really figure out what I want to be when I grow up. Well, I just grew up and I just figured out what I wanted to be. A lot of that has to do with my wife, Teresa. She helped me grow up and see that, you know, my true calling is to come back to Norwich University, where it all began, and be the Commandant of Cadets. But for me, it's a full circle moment. I gained and learned a lot at Norwich University, and it's an opportunity to invest in the next generation and pay it back. And one of the things I told Mary is if there's anything that I can do, because I think the community is part of Norwich also, if there's anything that we can do to partner on or to engage in, don't hesitate to ask. And we just want to be good neighbors, good partners as Norwich is integrated into the community based on, the number of folks we see that are from the community that work there and go to school there, and the connection with the schools and everything else. We just want to make sure that we're a good neighbor. So I'm here. If you've got questions, please let me know. I'll stick around for a few minutes. But then I know you guys have business that you have to take care of. But if you've got any questions for me, don't hesitate. They've got my information and they know how to get a hold of me. Dave can get a hold of me, and Mary can get a hold of me. So with that, any questions for me? Immediate questions? If not, then I'll say good night. And if you ever need me to come back for another meeting, don't hesitate to ask. Yes, ma'am.
What grade are your kids in the middle high school?
Yeah, in the high school.
In the high school?
High school. So rising 10th grader and rising senior.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Yes.
Exciting. Welcome.
Exciting. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you.
Exciting.
Next on the agenda is our new police chief, Eric Nordenson, whom I've had the pleasure of knowing for 20+ years. So welcome back to Northfield.
Thanks, really happy to be here, and it was really nice to meet Mark. And just the one correction for Mark, as a soccer guy, you live next to the soccer field, not the. If you go, now that we've got that straightened out. And I could see you have your soccer shirt on, so we're all looking forward to the first, so we hit the ground running. Mary kind of asked me to come in and try and talk about a little bit of an update of what's happening at the PD. I put out 2 public updates, just trying to show what we're doing. Our uniforms just came in from Norwich, and we're really thankful. I asked them to get them ready as fast as they could, and with the arrival, they actually rushed them for us. So we picked them up yesterday, put them on today, and we're here. It's just a couple that the challenges we've had. The building was in rough shape, so we've got that building cleaned up, trash hauled out, you name it, we're working on it. Evidence audit is in full bloom. I was hoping it was going to be done a little bit quicker than it would be, but we're 2 full days in, and it's challenging. The good news is once we're through it, it'll have a baseline, and when we do our quarterly audits, they're in our policies, we'll be able to stay on top of those things. So those are good things, and we'll get everything into our computer system. Our actual computer system, we found out our laptop computers were bought used in 2018. As you can imagine, those are challenging to use. So we're working with Mary right now to try and navigate those challenges. On the personnel front, we have Brian going to the police academy, the full-time police academy, which I know has been a hurdle for a number of years. We're going to overcome that hurdle, get him the training, and then start getting him the leadership training that he needs. He's been promoted to a high ranking position at the police department, and he deserves to be trained. So we're going to make sure that he has those opportunities. You all know Kevin, who I brought with me. Kevin's an amazing human being, and we were just talking today with the challenges we had in there. If one of us came, we would have never been able to do this, but with the 4 of us, we feel like we can kind of tackle some of these projects. The bodyboard cameras were old. We've just signed a contract for those with a cloud-based storage, which basically gives you an evidence integrity, which we didn't have in the past. We were making copies with a thumb drive and sending them up, and now I can send it with email links. So I'm hoping to have those set up. They literally just arrived today, so if I can have those set up tomorrow, that would be great, because I don't have a body camera right now. Tasers were old; those have been upgraded, so we can actually use those. So I have a less lethal option on my bodies. We're still waiting for those to arrive. And then I signed a contract today for what's called a Power DMS. It's a policy platform. So all our policies will be online and available to officers to sign off, and then will be publicly available on the website once I get with Tom Davis to get access to the website. So a lot of good things are happening, so people can actually see what our policies are, and there's limits to questions. The cruisers were a challenge, and I've been with Mary just talking about a capital plan and establishing a plan. We range cars from 2019, 2020, 2022. You guys drive on these roads in the wintertime, cars just don't last that long in Vermont. So we're navigating those processes too, and we'll come up with a plan. Well, as department heads will work together, come up with a plan that's sustainable for the community. trying to think what else, it's been a whirlwind of what we've been doing, just, I started to make a list and I laughed and I said, there's a lot that I'll probably miss, so. The buildings, I think the last time I was here with you folks, there was questions about the keys in the building. Well, we had the keys when Kevin was here. All the keys were redone. We had the key cards and the fobs all redone. So we have an updated key system. The cameras were not working. That system's been completely redone. So the building itself has things that work. AC wasn't working. Thank God for Gillespie. So it was 90-something degrees. They came and fixed the AC. We didn't know how to use the telephone, so we walked over. It was pretty nice, and then they came right over. So all in all, it's been great, and the reception has been great for us and the staff in the community. So I'm happy to answer any questions. I don't want to talk all day.
So Eric, tell us about our additional officers.
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, Kevin Moulton.
Yeah.
Kevin's been with me for about 20 years. And it was funny. I was pretty hard on him on his interview. I can still remember his interview to this day. Kevin was my deputy chief in Montpelier. We're kind of opposites, which is the part I like. He challenges me every day, and we don't always agree. But when we leave, we're usually pretty well aligned. Diane Matthews, she's got 12 years experience. She was a sergeant. She's an amazing human being. She specializes in child sex crimes and abuse. So we have that in-house now. And then I have Alicia Donovan, who's a 5-year veteran, and she also specializes in those. And I'm looking to see if we can place her in one of the federal task force to kind of bring more resources here. They also cover overtime and things like that for those major cases that we're doing anyway. So we might as well try and bring those resources here. So we were close to that. She was in Montpelier. And she's also just another wonderful human being. So try and surround myself with people that I like and like are good people. And it makes for the work environment to be really pleasurable.
I just want to thank you for the updates to the community. It's really great to hear what's going on. I don't know if you mentioned it. I had heard Mary already told me it was taken care of, but some issues when people are calling to get help, and that's already fixed.
So this was my list of things that I knew I would forget. When we came in, I found that the phones went when Sarah wasn't there, the phones went to a voicemail.
Yeah.
That was to me like foreign.
Yeah.
So I talked to the state police. They were willing to forward the calls directly to them.
Yeah.
If it didn't happen. I finally just said, look, this is happening. I called the state. They're like, yeah, this is happening. We thought this has been happening all along. They thought they were answering our phones. So it's happening now. There is one hurdle. There's a back number for us, there's 2 numbers. So there's a back number for them being the state police to reach us. We're getting both the calls forwarded. So when the state calls us, it's going right back to them. So we're still trying to navigate that with a phone provider. They have all our cell numbers now. We're communicating pretty well. And
That's awesome.
Kevin and I went up and visited them and brought them snacks, and the dispatchers love that stuff. So we've been fairly well received so far. So,
I think people are happy. That was one of my other questions was, I know you are here tonight, and I think you mentioned in your update that you had been down at the farmer's market.
Yep.
But are there other plans for public engagement and interacting with the community?
Yeah, you'll see this.
Yeah.
The girls are very proactive. They don't have their uniforms. They're literally, you can hear them giggling every place in town because they've been visiting and stopping and introducing themselves. But you'll see us, we're very visible.
Awesome.
And,
Thank you.
we're actually
Next month you'll have a great event. Labor Day.
Yeah, we had a meeting with the department heads and the organizers yesterday. We found some opportunities to tighten up the planning a little bit. So we're gonna have some fun with that too.
Well, I'm glad you're here,
Thank you.
and we appreciate the updates, and we'll go from there.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that those women came with you.
Thank you.
And of course, we always liked Kevin.
Yeah. I said I was the extra. Everybody wanted Kevin. We knew that going along.
Yeah,
I was the extra person
Yeah.
that just tagged along with him.
well, I'm glad he brought you with him.
Well, thanks for taking time out tonight. I think that was important for you to meet the select board and give us your challenges. And I'm sure when we get into the budget season, it'll be a nice discussion.
The budgets are my favorite.
I have to say that Eric has always been under budget or at budget anytime that I've worked with him, so I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see this first year here. We're still,
We got warmed up about the
We're-
vehicle.
yeah, we're still.
Exactly, that's why I said that.
And don't forget the computers.
And, and,
So it sounded like
and,
that, yeah,
and,
there
Yes,
before
I
we
tried.
get the.
lots of
The
things.
fire is gonna need something, I think, so there's only so much to go around. So we
Well,
like-
he already spent the money,
Yeah,
so.
that's where I think like us working together, developing a solid plan that benefits all the departments is really important.
Well, welcome aboard and thank you for doing this.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
I will say, like, the phone issue is not a new issue. Cause there was a note on the door for years that we had to call state police number to get through off hours.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a no, that wasn't an unknown for the rest of us.
Yeah, well, that's if you get to the door.
Yeah, you have to go to the door to know that, or remember.
Yeah, but if you call now, if you
But the
call.
most
number-
important thing is
That's the
getting
way it
addressed.
should be.
Yeah,
I like that that's the way it should be, but that was, it's been known for a while, I didn't do that.
now they answer the phone, so, but if you come to the door, that note is still on there, so that's just still, that's the easiest way to get a hold of them.
Perfect.
Thank you, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
go home
Thank
for
you.
dinner.
Thank you, Norm.
See you later.
Have a good night.
Take care. Take care.
Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes.
Move it for minutes.
Second,
Okay. Comments, questions, additions, subtractions, Lydia,
I'm good.
John,
I'm good.
and Mary.
amazingly, I am as well.
No, your issues. All right, well, stop. Further discussion on minutes of July 14th. Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes of July 14th, 2026, say aye.
I,
Opposed, abstaining, I will abstain. So we've got 4-0-1. Approval of bills, warrant 0227. In the amount of $818,435.93. Look for a motion.
so moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments, questions, Lydia?
One thing I was wondering about on page 7, I was just trying to remember what we've spent in the past for street sweeping. Did we do more street sweeping than normal, or I just thought that looked like a lot?
It is a large number and, it is. We don't have a street sweeper, so we had to rent one,
Yeah.
and that is the current going rate.
I wonder if that's gone up a lot. I just feel like I remember it costing less.
I
But
don't
we
know.
rented it
Yeah,
in previous years.
Well, we had a different approach.
Okay,
We didn't actually rent them.
we
We contracted out for a company to do the
to come do
sweeping.
it.
One sweep, literally 1 or 2 days
Yeah.
in town, and this was here for a month
month.
or
So
2.
this was more thorough.
yes. And I checked with 2 other municipalities and it was around the same one of the municipalities used the same contractor
Yeah.
as we did, so.
Yep. Yeah, it just stood out. Well, I figured it
Oh,
was like,
That was on my list. I didn't see it.
that's it for me.
John
I don't have anything. You?
and Mary,
I only have a question. I want to know what unused postage inventory is.
what's page are we on, please?
One. Unused postage inventory. What is that?
Ken, do you,
No idea.
I can ask Lori and get back to you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
looked like we spent $3,000.
I know, but it's unused inventory. What, we buy stamps,
Postage stamps.
but
No, you just triggered it. We filled the meter. We have a
Oh, yes.
postage meter.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
that's what it is.
okay, so we haven't
Fill it,
done that yet.
correct.
Okay, got
That's
it.
what it is.
See, that's why I asked.
Yeah. We do have a postage meter and we prepay it on a monthly basis.
Got it. Thank you.
And Lydia had my question on 7, but I did have. Oh, page 8, South Village Mobile. So are we purchasing our fuel now from there since is that the SOP now?
So we were, but we just barely got someone, a company
Contractor,
to deliver gas, cause we have a 1,000 gallon, tank, but that is not enough for a lot of other places to be worth it to come and fill us. We are looking, at a different system, and that's in the works. Something that everybody could use, PD, EMS,
Good.
so, yeah.
excellent. Further discussion on warrant? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving warrant 02270227 A through C in the amount of $818,435.93, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? 400. Receipt of biweekly payroll through July 19th.
So moved.
Second,
Comments, questions from the board?
I'd like to know why the total is much higher than usual.
Well, sir, your police department is the reason for that.
Okay.
With more payroll than
I just wanted to know.
There you go.
Good. Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor of receiving the biweekly payroll through July 19th, 2026 in the amount of $152,611.28, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? 400. On the select board business, we have a bid award recommendation from the manager for Barrows Road culvert replacement.
Yes, we received 4 bids. They were opened on July 15th last week. And the lowest bidder was Boulder Excavation. I did discuss with the engineering group their bid, and spoke with them as well. And we would like to go ahead with that. This is for a FEMA project that didn't get closed out. It's from the 2023 flood, so I would like to see this over the finish line.
So would we.
So let's have a motion.
I move that we approve this recommendation, like we accept it
Would be
and
more
follow it.
specific that we're gonna award the Barrows Road culvert replacement contract to Boulder Excavation LLC in an amount not to exceed $209,837.55.
Yes, ma'am.
What she said.
Yes. Let's hear a second.
Second,
Discussion. Questions?
is this gonna be FEMA funded or is it going to be from our?
We should get reimbursed for the majority of this, but we did do some work and it wasn't done correctly to fix this problem up on Barrows Road. I will let you know how it all shakes out, but the majority should be covered.
Okay. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Questions? So, I guess what I'll say is all those in favor of authorizing the manager to execute, a contract with, Boulder Excavation for culvert, replacement project on Barrows Road in the amount not to exceed $209,837.55, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? 400. Next item on the select board is authorization for fire pumper bond vote. Manager Mary, you want to take this one?
Sure, so this is actually to just approve the language to go on to the ballot, because this is going to go on to the general election ballot and we have to order those. That's why you're seeing this so early on, and we wanted to make sure that, the board was comfortable with this language before we went ahead and printed all of those ballots.
So you're looking for a motion?
Well, I don't know if a motion is needed to set verbiage, you would like one?
Yes, we would like one.
All right, I wouldn't mind, I would take a motion for that.
I move to authorize the select board, I move to authorize the use of this this verbiage on the next, a ballot.
Perfect.
And should I read what it says?
You can.
Shall the voters authorize the select board to borrow an amount not to exceed $855,000 for a period not to exceed 10 years for the purchase of a fire pumper truck? And that's fine with us.
And it's been seconded, discussion. Lydia. John?
Well, we got a ladder truck to finance also.
That's why the fire chief's here tonight to discuss those things for the firing line. We do.
Yeah,
So
so what's the problem for the pumper now?
So we replace our pumpers every 10 years, have since the 1980s roughly. So this has just been keeping that in line. So we take our frontline pumper, which is 10 years old, when we replace it, it goes to a second line pumper. And then when the new one comes in, that becomes our frontline pumper. So we never have a pumper that's older than 20 years, that way we have a reliable apparatus. Protect our firefighters and people's homes and businesses and such. So, and yes, the tower truck is supposed to be replaced in 27, 28. We've been putting money in the CIP for that. And I think we're gonna be a little bit short, but not a lot. We're roughly figuring $650,000 to replace that for a used apparatus. Because those are about 2.2 million right now to purchase a new one, so.
And are we gonna have, timing issues, like with ordering, how far out do we have to?
So with the authorization of this pumper, if it passes in November on the ballot, we order it in November, well, it'll be December 30 days after that, vote. That truck will be 3 years out. It's a three-year build time roughly right now, so.
And are we gonna be okay with the tower too?
So the tower is, right now, we have no issues with that, and that should, if we can find a used one in 27, 28, then
Yeah.
we'll probably execute that purchase if we can, but. We have a little time there, if we need to run into 29, we can. If foreseeable as of right now, or something,
Things
something
can
to change it. Yes, yeah, so.
Sorry, John.
That's okay.
anything else, Sean, on that?
No,
Mary?
Nothing.
So are we required not to have our frontline equipment?
NFPA standard states that your frontline pumper will be less than 10 years old. That's the
Yeah.
NFPA standard.
Yeah, that was something you told me a couple of months
Yes.
ago that I did not realize.
Yes, yep,
So it's sort of mandatory that we replace
Yep.
our frontline vehicles and,
if something's to happen, then there can be a liability issue if it's older than 10 years old. And the right lawyers involved, it's gonna be messy.
Yeah.
So.
well, as you said, we want to keep our people safe
and our community
and
safe.
our community
Yes.
safe.
Yep.
But these vehicles are getting more and more
It's-
expensive.
It's, I mean, 2017, when we bought the last one, it was $410,000.
Now it's 1.2 million.
Yep.
It's just incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, so I wanted to, so how is other than the ladder truck and obviously the pumper we're replacing, how's everything else in the department?
The
and
brush
vehicle?
truck is also supposed to be replaced in around 28. We're putting money away for that. That's just going to be just a standard cabin chassis, 1-ton cabin chassis, and then we'll throw a small skidoo in the back. Should be able to do that for 100,000, 120,000-ish. So, and we are putting CIP away for that as well.
Mhm. Any other questions for the chief?
no, I don't have any.
Well, I thank you for coming there. We have a motion on the floor for the discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to approve submitted verbiage, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining, 400.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Would the fire department do anything for fundraising, like help with these costs?
So fire department does, do fundraising, but it doesn't go for that, it goes back into supporting firefighters and things. We bought a lot of tools over the years to offset the budget and such to help us out. It's not for the apparatus.
Because that's what my question would, that would be, is there a way to do some fundraising to help out of that? So the community, and I know we're gonna pay taxes, but just that,
That volume of money, probably we wouldn't be able to,
Thank you, Pete.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of grand list errors and omissions. You want to take this, Mary? Manager Mary?
Manager Mary,
This is normally Tom's here for this, and what he is doing, he's giving the select board an item that was overlooked when they set the grand list back about a month ago. So it looks like there was a mobile home that was on the grand list that is no longer in town, so they need to remove it. So it's a minor change. It's $6,200 in value, of which $215.13 in tax. But we need to take action, so I would look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of having the chair sign the errors and omissions for a decrease of $6,200 and a net tax dollar decrease of $215.13, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstaining 4-0-0. Thank you. Town managers report.
it has continued to be busy in town with the arrival of, our new police officers. Just getting them onboarded, acclimated, has taken a good chunk of my time. Attached to your packets, last week we held a meeting, a public meeting for the downtown historic district. 11 people attended, and that was held at the school. But it was pretty well received from the 11 people that attended. If you need more information, you can feel free to contact me, but other than that, it has been business as usual. We've been ditching up off from Union Brook on Bean Road in the last 2 weeks, replacing some culverts and some ditches that need to be dug out up there. I know that we've been still in our ambulance negotiations, and that has been productive and moving along. Other than that, I don't have anything super notable.
Board members' comments, concerns, questions. What do you? All set? John?
The School Street water line. I went out there yesterday, didn't see any excavation,
That's true.
didn't see the lines.
So we had 2 people resign from the water department. And because of that, and that is half of the water department, we are not doing that project this summer.
Okay. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Mary?
I was one of the 11 people at that meeting. And, it seemed to me like this proposal was well received by the 11 people who were there. Which doesn't mean that there won't be a whole bunch of people complaining later.
That is very true.
So that's a good follow-up. So what's the next step process in this? And for those of you who do not know about this, the Brown Public Library received a $75,000 grant to replace the slate roof. And part of the grant required a historic district. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it's focused on the core of the village. And I think the parameters are, was it Prospect Street to the south, to the north of Belknap, is it?
Oh, I don't know if I went that far.
I think it stopped by the bridge.
Yeah.
At the
It's
bridge,
not at the
okay.
bridge. It's very, it's very contained,
Yeah, and then.
and it's Central Street,
Central.
it's Central Street and Main Street.
And I read those minutes and questions that were asked that I would ask is this designation going to inhibit any development or rehabbing of current facilities? And I was told, I read, we were told no.
That's correct.
That's only if we did zoning ourselves. That's not what this is about.
If people were trying to get grant money,
Federal.
if they were trying to get, they had, whoever pays the piper calls the tune. So if you wanna get some money to do something, then you have to do it the way they tell you. But if you wanna blow up your own place, go ahead and do it.
So,
You don't take
okay,
anybody else's
so what's the
money.
next step?
The next step is that all of the owners of the properties will receive notices in early to mid-August. And then it will go before the Vermont Advisory Council as a hearing in September to be approved or denied. But since
There's
There has
nothing
been-
this board needs to do, take action.
no,
No,
But the multiple property owners only have one vote. So Fernandes owns several properties down there, but they only get one vote.
Got it. And this vote takes place where and when?
that I'm not sure about. I think that it has to be approved by the advisory council and then
Then it comes to the voters of Northfield, maybe.
that is a good question. I can find out the information on what the next steps are.
That's what I was wondering, because it would seem to me the town has got to approve it somehow, either at the select board level or a vote.
there was a question.
Just,
So it was briefly discussed about whether this inhibits people's ability to. I guess I wanna use the words manage their property.
Yeah.
And, you said you didn't think so, but I would caution it because. I think once you're a historic district, like we're getting this so we can do work on a historic building. And I think when buildings are then deemed historic. Depending if it's all encompassing or if it's building by building. Then you have to know that maybe you can't tear down a building and build something different. You may only be able to renovate it or rebuild it to what it was before and look fashion.
That's not.
That's not
so
true.
this is,
That's why that's.
so here's, maybe I misspoke, so what it is being listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Right.
So we're not creating a historic district.
Okay.
With criteria, you can't paint your house
Which is
blue.
what people are familiar with, is
Yeah.
a zoning thing.
That's
Where they,
that's
where
why I
we restrict,
questioned it,
and
right?
you're
Yeah.
not doing
When you
that.
say district, to me, that is now we have landmarks that can't be changed.
Yeah.
So this is
You know,
just
for a
place,
greenhouse, take a left.
Yeah.
yeah,
If. Like downtown businesses want to get. Grant monies, they'd then be eligible to
Yeah.
get grant money.
Well, that's great. I
So
just
that
wanna
part
know
is the,
if
but for
it
private
affect-
homeowners and things, they wanna demolish their house, they can demolish their house, they can build whatever they want, like, it's not like controlling the, I mean, within our current zone.
yeah, exactly.
So we don't have any landmark status on any of these buildings or historic.
No.
There will be restrictions on the library, because, but that's separate from the, National Register, that's an easement that we're agreeing to get the grant, that's a separate piece.
Yep.
I just think people are voting, they're gonna wanna know that.
They are. the
It's
one that's
not-
with-
I don't know.
Does this restrict?
I can send it to you if you'd like.
More buildings, it says.
Yeah. It's a thing that happens
You have
in
to
communities
remind-
though, that, so I
I'm
understand where the
all for it.
concern is coming.
I'm all for anything that gets us more money. Right, one.
You'll have to remind me.
No, you won't, because Mary's
No,
giving it
look
to
at
us
that.
right now.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
She's on top.
All right,
Does not.
so I had something triggered today as I'm walking across the street to my dental office to have my teeth cleaned.
That there was no sidewalk, I mean, a crosswalk there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so I was wondering what happened to the crosswalk in Washington Street.
It is on the punch list for Allstate to do as part of the tie out for the water project, and it was missed in the original painting. But
Very
it
good,
is something that will be done before they leave county.
very good,
That was hard to get people to stop anyway, so.
Yes,
I know, but
Yeah.
we do have signage.
Yes, there's signage.
there is signage, and it should be painted, and it will be eventually, it
I'm
just.
saying, oh,
yeah.
we have a sign, but no.
As the rental agent of the Capital City Grange, I can tell you, people won't change their toilet paper. They won't read signs, no. Just skip it. That's good.
That's all I had.
Be careful, you might get married and want to blink it over there.
Maybe that's a good idea. So, next item on the agenda is public participation unscheduled. Is there anyone online that would like to be recognized? Let's look at anyone in the room that would like to be recognized, Mr. Fournier.
Mark Boyer, Union Brook Road, haven't been here in a bit because I teach class usually when you're in session. I have, 5 things that I wanted to just bring for discussion tonight. The first of which I think I've discussed with a few of you already. Right away, of road clearances. 2 parcels of concern are the one up on Union Brook that everybody knows so well. And the one at the end of Union Street, which maybe you don't. Every year, there's cars parked beside the old Fernandez building. I don't know, do they still own that? I don't know. The old Fernandez store right at the end of Union Street.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem with this is, yes, they are off the pavement, but they're barely off the pavement. And then the plow comes down through and to not damage those cars, they swing out around them. And this causes a furrow of snow, which chokes the road. This is dangerous for motorists, it's dangerous for pedestrians. It causes conflict at the intersection between cars trying to come in and out, because now we're pushed way over, someone can't swing in. So I'd like to see, I don't know if it'd be the select board or who, but I'd like to see us work on our clearances off the edges of the roads. Get our right of ways back, a certain amount of clearance that we need for our public works people to maintain and clear our roads.
We did start to tow those vehicles,
Yeah,
so that will be an ongoing issue, but we are going to have them towed.
yeah, but there's other ones than just that one. I mean,
That is true, no, 100%.
way up on Union Brook, when they park on both sides of the road right against the pavement, it chokes it, people are driving in the middle, having to swerve out of the way.
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's other places in town, I can only speak to the ones that I see and affect my daily drive. So I'd like to see us work on that as something that we put out to the public, like, hey, this is the deal, you know, this much right away belongs to maintenance. And road clearance and all that. I brought up, I don't know if you were here yet, maybe you were, the little washout that's happening on Union Brook Road, on the side of the road, on the sharp corner. By the Hockman Hill intersection. There was a little gully there from washing out with our new pavement. I brought it to, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Mary was here yet or not, but I brought it to the town and I believe Mary Shernock.
Yeah, I think Steve was here.
And yeah, I think it was Steve, and I said,
talked to
hey, this is
Stevie.
washing out, this is not maintaining our road, it's gonna undermine it. They went up promptly and threw some slate rocks in there, which has not helped. It's washing out again. And I'm concerned, we put a lot of money into that road, it barely passed the vote, a lot of controversy, and I'd like to see us maintain this road, which we have not. When this road was put in, there was arguments about it, and the people that put it in said, hey, this road should last you 10 good years. if it's maintained. Maintain means filling cracks, taking care of washouts, cleaning ditches. I will tell you right now, there's not been one ditch cleaned since that road was put in. There are trees in the ditches, filling them, causing water to wash over the road. When you introduce water to a road that has cracks in it, we all know what happens. So I'm not saying our road crew isn't doing a good job. I'm saying maintenance, right? We gotta keep maintenance up or we're just gonna throw this road right away. And then guess who's gonna be back here at every meeting? So that was my second item. The third one is the spring it exposed we all know where the big dip is on Union Brook Road. I know this is redundant, that's the road I drive, I live there. The big dip was discussed years and years ago as to what we were gonna do about it. We just keep filling it, but this spring I noticed there's a culvert that gets very much a dip in it. Like maybe it's collapsing or something's going on with that, like right adjacent to that big dip. I don't know if there's any plans or discussions about maybe finally getting this piece of road looked at. I know we tried to get a grant once.
Right. So refresh my memory, the exact location of the depth.
So it's right at the joint of Union Street, Union Brook Road. So, the Sayers live
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And that trailer with no property. I believe it used to be, I don't know who, it's his daughter still, but the Gilberts trailer. You know, and the problem is that people come down through there and that dip is pretty deep again, and so they go way around it and it causes a little conflict with traffic and. We've never gotten the yellow lines I think we should get. But either way, I think that at some point needs to be rekindled and readdressed. The next one is Lover's Lane. I know we talked about that if we ever pave it, state will take over the maintenance of it. Do we have a current plan for that? I know we've done a lot of work with ditches and guardrails and shoring up the road.
Tom Davis was working on it a lot.
Yeah.
But
Like a grant to fund paving.
They
trying
want
to get money to have it paved. I don't recall anything about the state taking over maintenance.
I never.
That
heard that
very
before.
rarely is the thing that.
Yeah, I can't
happens.
imagine that would
I,
happen.
that was really a
Somebody-
nice touch.
No,
though.
no,
We liked it.
somebody mentioned it at one point. in
Yeah.
Discussion that the state was interested in taking that over maintenance wise, cause it's easier for them with 12A if we ever
Yeah.
paved it.
So I also asked him, Davis's opinion on paving that road. And that is a major undertaking.
It is.
I mean, the soils there are so bad
Yeah,
that it, especially if we were gonna continue the maintenance, I would think long and hard before paving
It's
it.
basically like it shouldn't really
Be there.
Yeah.
and we should do what we could to encourage traffic that doesn't need to go that way, to go a different way, but
you don't know, put a
obviously.
traffic camera on that road.
Yeah, obviously, it is a high desire.
Because it sucks trying to get out on 12A. If you're coming up 12A,
Yeah.
it sucks to get back out.
Yeah.
And people don't wanna go down and come back on themselves, like,
Yeah,
put a camera on that road, you'd be surprised at the
Yeah,
amount
no,
of that road gets.
I realize how much traffic, it's just Mother Nature had a different idea about.
People
what
get off
that road
there,
should be.
cross it, to go to Warren.
Mhm. We-
Oh, yeah, tons of traffic goes that way, which is why like the tourist traffic, would be better pulling it into our community than sending it straight over the mountain, but
Stop for burgers.
yeah.
Yeah,
So anyways, I didn't know if that was still in discussions, if that was still a thing, or if there was any plan for that.
Well, I know they spent quite a bit of money the last year or so, on either end in replacement of guardrails.
Cause we had
We did.
a couple $100,000 grant for the guardrails and for a bunch
The
of the work.
ditch was dug and it was really nice work, so I thought we were kinda getting ready.
And I also talked to a couple of residents who have lived there, residents who have lived there a long time, and they said, David, it would be a futile attempt
Yeah,
to pave that thing because of the water that comes off the mountain, the waters that's right there in the stream, the composition of the soil. So that one will be a heavy lift. I was in favor of paving it. but-
yeah. Like I said, my question was, I thought there wasn't a plan to do it, so if there isn't, there isn't.
Not currently.
Not currently, no.
And the last item I have is, with snow removal. Water Street. Just past, what's that street that juts up? Right after
Carpenter's?
Carpenter. Right after that, there's 2 telephone poles right in the sidewalk. In the winter, they do not clear that. Okay, I know our road crew's busy. If we can't get those poles out of there so we can run our sidewalk plow through there. I cannot tell you how many times at night, because I drive a lot at night, I come around that corner from the main street. And there's people in the road with no bright clothing, no lights, no nothing, going around the snow. It's dangerous. I think once the roads are cleared from a storm, if we can't get our sidewalk plow through there, someone should go in there and clean it by hand. Or go in there with the bucket loader and scrape it off, or somehow clean that out. Or we should really try to get those poles moved. I know it's been discussed with TDS, who I think owns those poles.
They're joint ones, aren't they?
Yeah, I think actually the electric department owns the poles and this needs to TDS and
Well,
transmit.
that's a pretty dangerous place for people to walk around a snow pile.
Yeah.
In
We've
the
got a
middle of
couple
the night.
other spots like that too.
Yeah,
One of which is being solved right down here on Main Street.
yeah. But anyways, I didn't know if there was any.
Isn't that correct?
done by the town to mitigate that danger. Like I said, even if someone goes out there and hand clears it or with a smaller piece of equipment clears it or something.
Well, we'll put it on the list.
I don't know if we have a snow blower.
I'm sure we did.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have, so I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Is there anyone else in the room that'd like to be recognized? Yes, ma'am.
Just that somebody told me the water spigot doesn't work up at Memorial Park at the dugout.
Oh, I heard the water fountain is not
Maybe.
working,
Must,
cause I know the kids that were doing camp there couldn't refill their bottles.
yes. So I didn't know if it was a faucet or a fountain or what.
I think it's the fountain, but I'm not
Somebody
positive.
from water.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Anyone else?
There's something weird about that fountain, because one of the first things that happened to me when I was elected was somebody came and told me, do you know that water fountain doesn't work?
Really?
Well, the one on the common wasn't working either for a while, and I think we fixed that one.
Well, they fixed the one in the falls once.
The falls one, yeah.
Once.
So the fountain at Memorial Park is located near the restroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they turn them off in the winter time.
Yeah, but this is like in the last.
And this water fountain actually in the Falls Park there is actually a memorial to somebody. I mean, we ought to take care of that.
Well, yeah, and if we're allowing camps to run day camps out of there, it's a safety issue when
believe
it's
the
90
rules are-
degrees if there's not.
Thank you
yeah.
for bringing it to our attention.
You're welcome.
Further public participation. It looks like we need an executive session for contracts, so I would look for a motion to go into executive session.
With Mary, who's
Yes, ma'am.
second,
Moved and seconded to go into executive session regarding contracts with the manager. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, 4-0-0.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone online.
Pam, somebody named 1964.
An AI.
Well, read AI is.
It's Tom's,